Hey, our people, it's Aaron Intende and
Mwanje Robert.
So today we're gonna give you the tips which is gonna help you to pass the DV lottery interview. So in other words, we are gonna tell you the tips which helped us to pass the DV lottery interviews. Let me first help my colleague with this. Let's be loud enough because there is some wind.
Yeah.
So guys, these are the tips which helped us to get the visa interview. Let me start with Robert.
So this is Robert, and I want to tell you some of the things you can do so that your visa gets granted very fast without a fuss. So one of the things you have to make sure that you follow is having the right proper documentations, and how which ones are you supposed to have. We've been talking about this for a long time, but I'll be generous and repeat them. So you have to have a high school certificate, your passport with 6 months ahead. You have to have your the police clearance. You have to have your medical and your birth certificate. If you're married, you have to have a marriage certificate. If you're divorced, you have to have the documents that show that you were divorced.
So that is our first point. Then another point, I would say, since he has talked about documents, I would say arrange your documents. When you're going to the interview, please arrange your documents. It will help you so much. Don't forget any document behind, and wherever document they ask you, you just present it. So it will save time, and even the consular or the person who will receive your document will feel relieved of the stress of sending you back home to get any kind of document. You know, some people, somebody told me, he saw someone going to the for the interview, yet this person had a lot of stuff, but he had forgotten some document back in the hotel or back in his country, because here he comes from Rwanda or Uganda or Kenya, like comes to Nairobi when he forgot some document back. Because when you forget any document, definitely they'll put you on AP, administrative process, saying that go bring that document, then we shall give you the visa.
This is going to delay you. So for you to make it easy for you, just get a list. Make sure you check out each and every document that you have it, so that you pack it very well, and you know that you have all the documents that you need. It will be very unfortunate for you to go there and they tell you now you have to wait. That tense moment, that anxious moment that you're going to go through, it will be very difficult for you.
And you know what is disappointing is when you're only left with few days. You're in September, you're only left with few days, and you come rushing to the interview and you don't have some documents like police letter, simple documents like education letter, or let's say you don't have a valid passport where they can put the visa. Because if you don't have a valid passport, like some of you don't know even when your passport is expiring. So you come here, you come with a passport which is expiring tomorrow. That way they will just definitely deny you a visa.
They will not.
They will say this guy is not serious, and there's not enough time to wait for your passport, man. Because time is elapsing on the 30th of September. Another thing, let's talk about immunization records, like having TB. What should somebody do in order to prevent himself from being denied a visa because of immunization record and him having a positive TB results? Because from what I've heard, there are several people, when they reach the medicals, they are told you cannot go on with your interview. you have to postpone your interview because you are positive, or they have seen something which is resembling TB, meaning they will have to do another check, or you yourself, you have to go and do another TB test from somewhere else in order to really confirm that you don't have TB. And if you have, they have to keep you waiting until when you get a negative result of TB.
Yeah, and this may affect you because this process, when they detect something in your throat, I don't remember the medical term used, but then that means you're going to get you're going to take 4-6 weeks, so that you go again and they check you to make sure that you're cleared. And this, so my advice to you is the moment you get your 2NL, go ahead and book your medical, so that this gives you some ample time, because by the time you get your 2NL to the date of the interview, there is at least 1 month or 1.5 months. So if you book it in the first week, then you have 5 weeks. You understand?
All right.
Yeah.
The other tip is which helped us to get the interview and even getting approved is submitting our DS-260 on time.
Yeah.
Can you please talk about that?
Yeah, so when you submit your DS-260 on time, when they are processing, it's you know these numbers, which
The case number?
The case numbers. If you have a low case number, but then you submit your DS-260 late, you may find that someone who has a higher case number than you is going to be having a 2NL before you. So my advice to you is that the moment, because as we are talking to the DV Rotary winners of 2025, we are also talking to the DV Rotary winners of those who are going to be winners of the DV 2026. So the moment you get your results, don't waste time. If you have all the necessary documents, go ahead and fill the DS-260. If you don't have a host, you don't have an address here, then you can reach out. I'm sure we shall be able to find you.
Since you have talked about not having a host or looking for a host, some people, they go to the interview without host document and without affidavit of support. Why is this crucial? Why is this necessary to some embassies, mostly those embassies in Africa like Nairobi?
Yeah, because if you don't have an address, then where are you going? Where are you going to go? Where is your green card going to be sent? Which address? Where is your social going to be sent? So all these are going to affect you, and there will be no way they are going to grant you a visa without this. And even when you're submitting your DS-260, I don't think it will be able to go through. It may not be able to go through because this is one of the important places you're
Some of them, they just fake the address and it goes through. But when they reach to the interview, they are asked, where is your affidavit of support? Where is your, who is your sponsor? Where are you going? They talk about those hotel address, they talk about their friend's address, yet they don't have an affidavit of support. What is an affidavit of support and how necessary is it in this process?
So the affidavit of support is a document that's given to you by your sponsor. And by the way, your sponsor does not mean that your sponsor is going to be your host. The sponsor can be a sponsor and the host can be a host, or a host can be the same time your sponsor. But you need this form to show that when you reach into the States, someone is going to take care of you financially, because sometimes you cannot prove that you have all the necessary funds to sustain you for 6 months when you reach into America, because they need like $15,000, I think, around there. So if you cannot prove that you have that amount of money, then you need a sponsor. And some embassies, they don't even need that proof, their account balances and their bank statements. They just need you to bring an affidavit of support. That's all they need.
So an affidavit of support is needed. All sponsored documents are also needed. Guys, remember our subject here. We are talking about the tips which you can use that is gonna help you to get your DV lottery visa approved. And one of our point is, please don't lie.
Yeah.
Can you please tell us about that?
Yeah. And mainly when you're filling the DS260, because this information is going to be in their database. And it will affect you even if it's not even on the DV lottery, and next time you want to go to you come into America, this information is going to be in the American database all the time. So it's better to put what is right, so that when you go there and they ask you, because when you go to the interview, they are just confirming the information which you put in the DS260. So when you reach there, they ask you, you know it on from the top of your head. It will be very easy for you.
Let me give them examples of where people lie. People lie. You come, you're married, and you don't have a marriage certificate, and you are there saying I'm married. You are there with somebody, they ask you you're married. Okay, tell us about how you guys met, and you all don't know how you guys met. That means you're lying.
And there is this tendency whereby, you know, in Africa, you can be with a woman. I think even in the other parts of the world, you can be with a woman, you have a kid, you have 1, 2, 3 kids,
but you're not legally
officially married.
Yeah.
So
and you don't have a marriage
the only
certificate.
proof to show that you're married is having a marriage certificate. Trust me, even if you've been with this woman for 20 years, but you don't have a marriage certificate,
it's not your wife.
You're not married.
Yeah. And some people have problems with their information not corresponding. Please make sure you have supporting documents for your birth certificate, names not corresponding with your passport names, and your education names. Even the date of birth is not corresponding. Even the place of birth.
You may find that the date of birth on the birth certificate is different from the date of birth on the passport, and this really is going to mess up everything.
Yeah,
it's going to mess up everything for you. And you remember, you're putting in a lot of money to get to that point. So I don't want you to find yourself in this unfortunate situation.
So there is a point where they tell you guys to be confident with the consular. Look into the consular's eyes and have confidence. That is another point which we want to talk about, you guys. Let Robert say something about that.
Yeah, and this comes with knowing that you put only the truth. That's why when you go there, they are going to tell you, raise up your hand, you're going to say the truth and only the truth, blah blah. So when you know in your heart that you've put in the right information, it's going to be easy for you, because whatever they are going to ask you, it's your life, you know it. But when you have to lie, then you have to remember, or you have to lie again. And trust me, these guys have interviewed thousands of people, so they can detect a lie from a mile away. So it's better to tell the truth, and this is going to save you, most especially as a DV lottery winner.
Guys, don't forget, these are the tips which are gonna help you to get your visa approved, DV lottery, green card approved, and you come to America and you join us here, you tell us your experience. And lastly is having money, because money is needed. Some people, they say green card, things are free, USA government is gonna give you a home, it's gonna do the DV lottery for free. Is this true?
No.
People don't have money, they expect free things.
Prepared. And the last tip I'm going to give you, the last thing that you should look out for is make sure that you get the right guidance from people who have passed through the process. I know you may have an uncle, you may have a maybe someone here in the United States already, but trust me, not everybody knows the DV Rotary process. Not everyone knows how the green card process goes. Your relative might be here but is not having a green card. Your relative may be here but it doesn't know anything about DV Rotary. So make sure you get the right information from the right people who are going to help you, guide you throughout this process, because this is a tense process. You have to wait, you have to know where to go, you have to know which documents you have to have, the right amount of money you have to go with. So reach out if you have to. We are not saying that we are the only people you have to reach out to, but reach out to people who have gone through this process, because they know what is required. Yeah. Otherwise, subscribe to our channel, like, follow, comment, and ask any question you want. We shall be making more videos about whatever you want us to talk about. So we sign out.